for... All right, what's this title? This is titled Some of the Big Picture. All right, let's hear it. Some of the Big Picture, warning adult content. It's okay, I don't think you actually have to warn about adult content anymore because there's grown men dressed as strippers and pretending to have man-on-man sex in front of children now in the school, so it's okay, right? Said nobody ever. Steve, I have procrastinated writing this letter as the topic is no fun, but believing it will add a truth piece to the puzzle. Here we go. In the mid-90s, I began to study what is commonly called inner healing ministry as a means to help people who have been traumatized through various experiences. I suppose you could say I jumped straight into the deep end, attending conferences and trainings on SRA, Satanic Ritual Abuse. When you fully grasp this, you will obtain, a better understanding of how extensive the dark people and the spiritual wickedness in high places truly is. What I'm sharing will show the futility of attempting to deal in a physical way with those who have sold their souls. Some are called programmers or handlers. Others who may not be to the same degree are called actors, celebrities, sports heroes, entertainers, politicians, scientists, experts, and musicians. They're all part of the entertainment world and scientific community, and you cannot be highly successful without major compromise. There's a mouthful. Okay, back to the SRA. The torture begins as children, who are often donated by a parent or kidnapped. They partake in unspeakable atrocities, resulting in the child's mind being split and forming what is known as alters. In the process, these victims are able to be programmed to respond to a signal on a nearby cell phone or via a DEW, direct energy weapon, using drones or drive-bys. In essence, their lives are stolen and they become slaves to those who delight in the widely held ritual abuse. It is helpful in assisting such victims to understand what they may have endured, but I will leave out the details, which makes me physically sick to think about. I do not believe that man alone is capable of such things, but has been instructed and influenced by the fallen angels. Who are these evil people? Unfortunately, they look just like you or I. Often they are leaders in their church who donate generously, as money is no object with them. The doctor/counselor/pastor, Ed Smith, who spearheaded the ministry to help these victims beginning in the mid-90s, had some of his patients point out the same man who participated in their abuse. He was prominent in their church, and exposing him was not possible, as no one would believe. The doctor and victims, through a long process of witnesses, statements, and legal measures, took this man to court. When his case came up, a different judge entered and immediately dismissed the current presiding judge and threw the case out of court. That's pretty common lately, isn't it? That's very common. These people are untouchable. They're in league with what the scripture calls powers, principalities, and rulers of darkness in this present world. The angels who rebelled against God and thus became fallen angels. Nevertheless, have retained their supernatural abilities and quite literally work with all top world leaders. Without their knowledge, man alone could not obtain the same accomplishments in cyber and scientific arenas. For example, the degrees of DNA manipulating compounds contained in the infamous jab. Satan's desires to rule over man, and this is one way to achieve it, by corrupting man's natural DNA and aligning it to the cyber world. These are the same forces behind the driving worldwide machine, leading every nation to destruction, blaming China and Russia as purely naive. Our lives, whether we know it or believe it, is mainly a spiritual battle. Some victims have been helped through various prayer ministries, but the damage and scarring is so deep that it will only be in the next life where they can receive full healing. Many are unaware that they are victimized, but their shattered and severely dysfunctional lives show the side effects. These same controllers, whose conscience has been seared, as with a hot iron, are the ones ruling the present global cartel. Some things can be changed or slowed down via prayer and actions, but if Satan truly is the god of this world, as Scripture says, the end is not good. You often ask a question, what can be done? In my opinion, seeking, spreading, and standing for truth is first and foremost on the list. This means not compromising our core beliefs and values, opposing misguided mainstream thinking and propaganda. This likely will cost us many friendships and even separation from loved ones, although the loss of employment, as we have seen, non-compliance isn't popular. I take the stand that I'm just passing through and that this life is a test. There truly will be hell to pay for those evil ones, but to those who pass the test awaits a better and more permanent home. Without knowing it, you recently quoted a modified version of Proverbs 23:7 when you said, "Whatever thoughts are in your head will eventually come true." This is exactly correct. Yes, it is. Proverbs say, "As a man thinks in his heart, as is he." I believe you have been given an aspect of wisdom from above due to your endless campaign of seeking truth. I spent 4 of my 7 decades studying, seeking, experiencing, and testing biblical truth, and in my opinion, the majority of alleged Christians today have never truly made contact with God. God has left the building, as so to speak. Most of what remains is man's tradition, culture, emotion, and goodwill. Not a popular statement, but my conclusion. Riker. Feel free to use my name. Okay, man, that was a big mouthful, right?
Seems every day this walk is getting harder. Sometimes I wonder why I even bother. It'd be so easy just to try and please myself. Lord, I made a promise when I asked you in my heart. So in a world of disbelievers, heaven help me stand apart. Wrap your truth and loving arms around me. Guide me every day. Don't let me fall away. Let your everlasting word surround me. I wanna feel your grace. It's every prayer I pray. Keep me strong and Lord, don't let me fall away. The closer I get to the man I should be, the more the devil tries to take it from me. It hurts a little more each time I let you down. When the darkness hides the path, be the light that leads me home. Oh, I failed enough to know that I can't do this on my own. Wrap your truth and loving arms around me. Guide me every day. Don't let me fall away. Let your everlasting word surround me. I wanna feel your grace. It's every prayer I pray. Keep me strong and Lord, don't let me fall away. I wanna know I did the best I could to do your will each day. Let me be your witness, so all my choices bless your name. Around me, guide me every day. Don't let me fall away. Let your everlasting word surround me. I wanna